Hi, my name is Matthew Levitz, and I'm a junior at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I'm from Highland Park, Illinois, a suburb near Chicago, and my major is financial planning and college basis.
I'm Matthew Horvitz. I'm a junior studying communications at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I'm from Glencoe, Illinois, another small suburb right near Chicago.
What's up, Facebook? I'm Zachary Roth, a junior in the biology program at the University of Illinois. I'm also from Highland Park, a north suburb of Chicago.
So we were lucky enough to spend this semester studying in Rome, thanks in part to both the University of Illinois and Gustolab Institute. We got here in mid-January and we're staying here until mid-May. While we're here, we're taking 5 classes that include food and media, food and culture, contemporary Italian society, layers of Rome, and Italian language. The combination of these 5 classes is meant to give us a broader understanding of both Italy and Rome as a whole, whether it's the history of the city, the architecture of many of the places in Italy. We take tours walking around the city. We are learning the intricacies of the language, and we're learning both about the cuisine and the history of the food here in Italy.
This class specifically is food and media, taught by Professor Scarso, and it features a lot of cool projects that we do, including creating Foodstagrams, which has all of the students in Gustolab create fake Instagrams to post food on them, and for everyone to see. You can not only food from Rome, but food from all over the rest of the world, and it's a really cool project, and I love doing it so far. We also do restaurant reviews where we get to feature and review some of our favorite restaurants here in Rome. Another interesting part of the syllabus is the media project at the end of the year, where we're divided into teams and are filming for the last few weeks that we are here. Which brings us to this webinar. This webinar is where students are put into different groups and get to talk about ways that we can be sustainable abroad. Specifically for us, our topics that we were talking about is water conservation and electricity conservation.
So we chose this topic because we were thinking about what to do, and we thought about one of our first nights here in Rome. We just got to our apartment, and we wanted to try out what cooking a home meal is like. So we had 4 stoves running with pasta and steak. We had an oven with some fries in it. The washing machine was running. The hot water was going out from somebody in the shower. And before we know it, our apartment's pitch black. We don't know what to do with our food. We can't figure it out. So eventually we get the power back on. And that got us thinking, how could we be better about saving power and electricity as well as water?
So we're talking about 2 topics today, both electricity and water. The first one we want to talk about is electricity conservation. So we're in the midst of a almost electronic boom right now. The past century, I'd say, the inventions that we've been able to come up with as a society have really helped elevate our society and living to a whole new level that we never thought we'd ever reach. But this innovation comes at a price. All this electricity has led to a ton of energy waste, even though people don't really consider it when they're using their electronics. Think about all the times you leave your phone and your computer chargers plugged in without a second thought. The biggest energy source that we get most of our power from is coal. And the burning of this coal, while it's great for humans and helps us power all of the devices we use on a daily basis, it's actually very bad for the environment. So the more we can just conserve our own energy consumption, it's a lot better for the environment.
So as we all know, the part of the kitchen that uses the most amount of energy would be our fridge. When we got to Rome, what we had to adjust to was the fact that what we wanted to do is when we cooked food, we wanted to go to the local grocery store, pick up our food, take them back, and cook. Instead of keeping our fridges stockpiled with a week's worth of food, it was only daily. So that got us thinking that if we wanted to save some more energy, what we could do is on nights that we're not cooking, we could unplug our fridge to conserve energy. Another interesting way that we could save energy is by using the water heater. Water heaters can account to 14 to 25% of energy consumed in your home. If you turn down the temperature of your water heater to the warm setting, which is 120 degrees Fahrenheit, it can help you save energy. Another interesting way that you could save energy is by changing the light bulbs that you use. Lighting makes up about 10% of your energy costs. You can save up to 75% of that energy by replacing your incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent light bulbs. They also last longer, which can help you save money on replacements.
Other alternatives would also be placing lamps or TV sets that are typically near your air conditioning or thermostat units away from them, because the heat that is given off from those objects can be sensed by the thermostat or air conditioning and cause them to overload and work too much. So if you place them far away, you won't need to heat or air your apartment as much. Also, unplug electronics when you're done using them. You know, we all like to keep our iPhones plugged in, or the chargers for them, or computers. Turn off the lights when you leave a room or when you leave your home. Also, reducing TV usage. I know we're part of a generation that watches a lot of TV, so maybe turn that Netflix continue watching from 3 episodes to 1 or 2. That way the TV turns off if you are away from it.
So the first half of our webinar discussed mostly electric and energy usage, and now we're going to dive more into the water aspect of our project. So I, for one, am someone that really takes advantage of water usage. I don't think twice about accessibility or need. I always just turn on the sink or turn on the shower because it's always there for me. But one fact that I learned while researching this project that really was kind of a wake-up call is that only 1% of the world's water supply is safe to drink. So when you're taking that extra 5 minutes to shower, when you're running the sink while you're brushing your teeth, just think about how much water you're wasting that could be used to consume by other people that don't have the same accessibility that we do. There's a contradiction here in Italy because water tests are done daily, ensuring that all tap water is safe to consume, but at the same time, Italians are among the top consumers of water, of bottled water in the world, drinking over 194 liters per capita each year. So one way that we can all be a little more efficient with our water consumption is maybe instead of buying a water bottle from the mart on the way to class, instead you can fill up your water bottle at your apartment, either in the kitchen sink or in the bathroom sink. Just a little thing that you can do without changing your daily routine that can really help save a ton of water in the long run.
A couple other interesting tips that you can use to save water would be to take shorter showers. Also, when you're brushing your teeth, it can help if you turn off the water when you're brushing. Also, before you dry your hands, turn off the water if you have it running sometimes. These simple tips can really be a way to save a ton of water, even though it doesn't seem like that much as one person. If we all collectively do it, it can make a difference. Also, the fact that there are stendinos here is huge for saving water. Usually when you're using washers and dryers, it takes up a lot of energy. And the stendinos, if you're not familiar, is what commonly referred to as a drying rack. That can really help save and conserve energy and water. So it's great to use those. When you're doing laundry at your apartments, it's also important for you to make sure that you're only running full loads. If you keep doing little loads, you're going to be using a lot of water, and it's not good to waste that much water, and we want to be as conservative as we can when we're abroad. Dishwashing is also a small part of your water footprint. Less than 2% of indoor use is through your dishwasher. So it's more efficient to use that. However, if you don't have a dishwasher at your disposal, when you're washing dishes, it is important that when you're drying them to turn off the water and to only use the water when you are cleaning the dishes.
When we were studying and figuring out topics and facts about this event, we stumbled upon a water calculator, watercalculator.org. It takes into account your water footprint, so it asks you simple questions about how many people you're living with, how long a typical shower may be, what types of faucets and how long you run those faucets are. Talks about flushing the toilet, how many loads of laundry a day you're doing, and that all applies to your direct water usage. And it also takes into account your virtual water usage, which looks at the water needed to process your food, which is where most of the water comes from in your daily footprint. So for the 5 of us in our apartment, we'd say we are eating meat on average 2 times a day, which brings our total household gallons a day of water usage to 12,760 gallons, which is around 2,500 gallons of water per person per day. This is a lot, and now it's a nice wake-up call that we need to be more conscious about our water usage. So we highly recommend that everyone watching this video uses this website and to see how much water a day you and your roommates use, and where there are areas that you can improve on to save water. There's a section of this website that specifies each category of water usage and offers tips to save water. Please check out this website. We'll post it on the comment section of this video, and thank you for watching.